As I always say, it takes me about 2 minutes to get everything set up as I can't see it until YouTube comes online, and now it is right now. So I have some good information to share. And yes, we're going to be talking about the XRP buyback and the proof that this is a scam. And honestly, I don't even know how anybody can have integrity talking about it as if it's something that's a possibility. But we're going to get into that in just a minute. But I'm going to share this from you. This is from Brad Garlinghouse back in 2017. And I've been trying to more in these openings while I'm setting my stuff up, show some integral information and some stuff you might not have seen for quite some time. So embrace this information and listen to what he was saying all the way back in 2017 and how does it apply today, because it's fascinating.
Corey, and I'm just sat opposite him right now. Of course, Brad, we're just hearing about potentially the fact that all of this, when we're looking at blockchain, is potentially in hype mode. Are we overhyping blockchain? When does it become a part of everyday lexicon? When do all banks adopt it?
Well, I think there's parts of what's going on with blockchain that are overhyped. It's not necessarily a solution for everything, but there are examples where it's a perfect use case. It's a perfect solution for payments, for example. You have two people trying to settle a transaction without the risk of the central counterparty. You could do that with blockchain today. Ripple has been fortunate. We now have 10 production accounts. We announced the third.
Anybody wondering, as you see at the top, this is from 2017, so just keep that in mind.
Largest bank in India last month, as well as the largest bank in the Middle East, going into production.
What about new clients? What about international expansion? What about being adopted en masse? Is that something that you foresee, or will you not be able to get into all banks because they'll see a conflict of interest here?
Well, we work with about 90 banks worldwide today. We've announced 10 of those production contracts. It's certainly, there's about 8,000 SWIFT-enabled banks and almost 20 to 30,000 banks around the world, so we've got a long way to go. But we also think that we're clearly solving a real problem around cross-border payments. It's amazing how much friction there is and how much time it takes to send a payment that's your own money.
Don't I know it? I'm a Brit in the US. It's painful.
Well, I make the joke, and even on your show, it's easier to send $10,000 by taking it with you on a plane than it is to send it through the banking system. We're solving that, and I think in the future, we're really going to see the banking sector compete with the Alibabas and the Amazons and the Googles, and they need to be able to compete on a level playing field with next generation technology like blockchain solutions.
Okay, so I just wanted to share that. So welcome everybody. We're going to be going through a lot today live. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'll get into the hello and thank you to everybody in just a sec, but I want to go through the intro. But just a quick overview. We're going to be talking about the XRP buyback and the truth about it. It's just that simple. We're going to be talking about the XRP charts, and I'm going to show you exactly what David Scwartz said himself so you understand exactly what's going on. It's not just hearsay. So 26 people watching on this Sunday. I greatly appreciate that. Make sure you hit that like button as it can help push me through the analytics and get more people into this live. I greatly do appreciate everybody tuning in. So good mid-afternoon, 2:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, June 25th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So let me just say hi to anybody who's here so far. So real quickly, Caliber, welcome in. Mark, welcome. What's going on? XR Peaky Blind AR, welcome in. Come on in the house from London, welcome. Janthony, welcome in. Good afternoon, my friend. So first things first. This is from February of 2023. I also have this, which was just, he basically said, within the last day or two, this was said. So I'm going to show you that after, but we got to start off here in February of 2023 because I like to see how we got to where we're at. So Ripple CTO, XRP Army in California, welcome in, Jose. Make sure to hit that like button, everybody, as it will truly help push me through the analytics. Ripple CTO describes XRP buyback theory as an awful lot of scam. So should the United States consider making XRP the reserve currency of the world and buy its entire holdings from the market? While this speculative floated, blah, blah, blah. So the speculative idea floated by Jimmy Valley, managing director of Valo Capital in 2021, is once again doing rounds. Ripple Labs CTO David Schwartz says he has not even looked at it closely. I haven't looked at it very closely, but what I have seen looks an awful lot like a scam to me. If we've learned anything from 2012 and 2022, it's that anything promising high returns with low risk is almost certainly going to rob you, Schwartz said. The XRP buyback theory has been dismissed by many others in crypto. in the crypto world, most importantly by Ripple's former director of developer relations, Matt Hamilton, who is a long Twitter thread on January 12th termed Bailey's idea as a complete fantasy and accused him of indulging in bribery. And then if you don't know what the XRP buyback theory is, because it gets deeper than this, I have a little bit more to announce. So, known as Bailey's buyback theory, it's called upon government to buy back the entire XRP supply from retail. Tanya, welcome in, love. Daniel, welcome in. Maurice, welcome in. I really appreciate everybody. Bailey also, so it's supply from retail. So basically, it's the government's going to buy the supply back from retail, and then it's going to make the price $37,500. And every single person on YouTube in 2021, 2022, 2023 always talks about this, and it's something I've just got to speak of. And I decided to use my time today in front of each and every one of you to shed some light on this. So the speculation and hypothesis as a scam is apparently an attempt to, so Bailey says Scwartz shooting down the speculative hypothesis as a scam is apparently an attempt to ensure the community doesn't get swayed away. So Attorney Deaton's clarification, Bailey's interview with the investor analysis business Molly Elmer on December 28th added a new dimension to ongoing saga theory. He mentioned Attorney Johnny Deaton, who has been helping the court in the Ripple vs. SEC case, where he has been fighting SEC outreach. So he said, on February 3rd, Deaton distanced himself from Bailey's statement, saying he has zero expectation to be paid for fighting SEC's overreach. So they're being disputed, and the validity of what this guy's saying comes into question. But that's where that came from. So even further, this was released today. So Ripple CTO on speculation on 10 billion XRP buyback. So David Scwartz reveals truth about alleged buyback of billions of XRP. David Scwartz, the Chief Technology Officer, CTO of Ripple and one of the original architects of XRP Ledger, has addressed the recent rumors surrounding Ripple's alleged plan to buy back 10 billion XRP tokens, which is equivalent to 10% of the token's total supply and under current price worth $5 billion. In a recent tweet, Scwartz clarified the situation, stating that while Ripple does engage in XRP purchase, he was not aware of any specific buyback plans at this time. Moreover, he highlighted that there was no official source supporting these rumors. We do sometimes buy XRP, and this was from June 24th, 2023. We do sometimes buy XRP, but I don't know of anything specific that this could be referring to, and there's no official source mentioned. The rumors appeared to appeared a day earlier when the dubious news portal Crypto Alert released an article directly stating it as fact. Despite the questionable source and unconfirmed information, the rumor quickly gained traction in the XRP community, with many prominent voices commenting on it. So this is what's been going on. It's not going to happen. It's just that simple. There is no buyback. So, till further notice, that's what's happening. Now, with XRP, as I've only got a few minutes here to talk today, but there is 31 people here. I greatly appreciate this on this Sunday. As Sundays, it's hit or miss. But I believe if we want to learn, we have the ability to attain the information. So, XRP, very simple. We remain within this broadening wedge formation. We need to hold and break above at some point here the 508 so we can push up to that 537. We cannot afford to lose the 477 support. If we were to lose that support structure, we're going to immediately fall down to 44 cents, and we'll have a date down there. But right now we have this sideways consolidation. We really haven't had a big dump here yet, so it's anybody's guess how quickly it could dump. It's just we need to break this bearish bias if we want it to go up. And right now we've essentially reconfirmed the death cross. So a rejection here would be very bearish. A rejection here would all but certainly bring us back down to 44 cents. We need to get above 494 and ultimately 50 cents in a heartbeat. That's right. Come on in. They can't buy back what you're not selling. But it is. The buyback theory is bullshit. Excuse my French, but that's why I wanted to show it. And I showed exactly what was going on there. I believe this will have more value because more people will watch it after the live, because most people just won't tune in. It's Sunday and it doesn't meet what they want. More people would rather have the victim mindset and say, oh, this guy can't be right. It's not what I'm thinking, and my XRP is worth $36,500 on a buyback, instead of wanting to hear the truth about it. If they really wanted to buy back XRP, that's 10% of the supply. So why not just take, the billion that they take every single month from escrow and do it that way if they're really going to buy it back? They have reserves. Why would they buy ours? It makes 0 sense. So that's just, it is what it is. Halo Saints, no problem. No problem at all. Ramen, no. XRP holders are not effed. No, no, no. It's quite the opposite. As we continue down this path, and this is the honest to God truth, as we continue down this path here, as we continue down this path, everybody, you're going to hear more and more that XRP is a scam. You have to sell your XRP. That XRP is never going anywhere. That it's a banker's coin. That you have to buy XLM because that's the people's coin. The truth of the story is you're going to hear everything and then some. The closer we get to clarity so that you sell your stuff. We're not meant to go from the middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class, depending on where you're at. Being poor, broke. We're not meant to push up into the millionaire status very quickly. So when this transformation happens, we already know XRP, the XRP ledger, that's relevant. I literally bought, and I don't want to say what it is because I'll probably get banned, but I bought using XRP something from, it's from a company in the United States. I used XRP, so despite them saying that XRP is a security and it's being regulated, literally I used XRP to buy something from one of the states. So that is already being implemented in the USA. They can say whatever they want. The point is I can buy stuff with XRP in the USA today, even though they're saying it's regulated. So now they're not even letting you buy what they're letting you purchase with. So with XRP, it's got its utility. Around the rest of the world, it's doing just fine. So, we're not screwed. In fact, you're in such a good position that you don't even realize it. This is like the calm before the storm. Like this is you're literally at point A. Yes, you're not buying in 2017, but the adoption for the mainstay in the USA hasn't even happened. The clarity hasn't even happened. A lot of people will get pushed off now. This is what I used to talk about in 2021. Most people will not be around. And yes, that buyback nonsense, which is why I hit it hard today, that whole buyback thing is going to keep people from appreciating XRP. Everybody just thinks, I'm going to buy 10,000 tokens worth of XRP. I spent 4,000, 3,000, 8,000, 2,000, depending on where you bought it, 16,000. They just think overnight it's going to all of a sudden have these 10,000% gains. Why? The false perception of people on YouTube, social media, the ones pushing it through articles. Like, why can't we just grasp the fact that XRP, the hardcore truth is when I used to call for XRP sub $1, sub 50 and 40 cents, and then ultimately the 50-50 shot we could go sub 20 and revisit that 12-cent level, which is speculative, but it is still a 50-50 shot. We're going to go back to where the lawsuit started, and that's where the Phoenix could rise, in my opinion, if that's what everybody's going to hold on to. I don't like giving labels. I don't like giving false hope. My whole thing that I see here is XRP. We're sitting at 49 cents roughly. That should be fine. Everybody wanted a second chance in 2021. Everybody was begging for a chance. Oh my God, I can't believe that I waited. And now we're here and everybody says this is a trash coin. It's never going to go back up. Things like that. And now they're saying that it's trash. Why would anybody hold it? It's never going to go up to $1,000. You don't need it to go up to $1,000. That's the biggest myth. Everybody, XRP, who cares? You're telling me if you bought 10,000 tokens like I did at sub 35 on average, after selling in 2021, having to due diligence. We made a lot of money as a community in 2021, but we were smart. In August, we said, that's it. Crypto's done for a while. We didn't start buying back until the third quarter of 2022. A year and a half of not holding XRP or crypto was painful. But we were approaching it with, we have to buy precious metals with our, profits. And now we are where we're at. But XRP right now, literally, you're telling me if XRP is sitting at $10, you're not going to be happy with a 10,000 token purchase that costs $3,500 if it's worth $100,000? Like, that's where the disconnect with me comes in. So because you have 100,000 sitting there, that's bad? Like, excuse me, but $100,000 can change a lot of things. You're telling me if XRP goes from 35 cents to $3, that 3,500 turning into 30 grand isn't a good thing? I don't understand. Like, that's where I don't understand. So no, it's quite the opposite. XRP is not screwed. XRP is actually in a very, very tasty position right now because it's in an accumulation phase. That when it's not an accumulation phase is when it starts to cost you, oh, I want to buy 10,000 shares, and what happens? Oh, well, Tom, that's going to cost you, $30,000. Oh, crap. Look how fast some of these things happen. XRP has not even hit that true peak yet. We've never actually had that push from 5 to 10. I'm telling you, once it can get to $5 and hit 10, you're one double up away from $20. That's a lot easier to ascertain than a 10x from 35 cents. But if you bought in at 35 cents and now all of a sudden you have a double up from 5 to 10, yeah, those people at $5 made 100%, which is fine, 1x. But you at 35 cents, I mean, that's where you just 10x'd it from 35 cents to 350. So, I mean, if you look at it reasonably, you've almost 30x'd your money just from a $5 to $10. And just imagine what it's worth at $5. So when people ask me my buying and selling strategy, if I'm willing to sell something, I need in the accumulation phase to buy the leverage to where I can hold what I want to going forward. That's the bottom line. So yes, it's boring. Most people leave when I talk, but you know what? It is what it is. These are the things that somebody's got to tell you, and if it's not me, then who? 53 people in here, 34 likes. We got to do better. If you want to show some support for my work, you can join Tom's Army. There's a mission statement in the video description of my page info, how you can become an integral part of this community and part of my broadcasting, actually, the way I put out content. You can also send a super chat or, hey, somebody yelled at me, but, you don't have to donate through YouTube. I also have Cash App. There's other ways, but I don't encourage that. All I encourage you to do is come in here, watch the content, and start getting some information that you need. It's simple. XRP, this is how simple it is. Are we going to get rejected and hold down at the 494 and confirm this revalidation of the cross and the death cross with XRP? Because it has happened again. It's almost happened. It's happening as we speak. Remember what I talked about? A rejection, anything short of getting above and over 537, it would be a short-term reversal and invalidation of the 4-hour death cross. But it meant nothing if we came back down and rebroke the 508. Then we have our last hope is to hold 477 to not push 44 cents. Yeah, I've been doing a live every single day for I don't know how many weeks now. But it's just part of my routine. I like to be here every day and talk to everybody who's ever committed. And the positivity over negativity, we've got to have the positive approach. I live by it now. They sure have, Tanya. Who's ever been holding XRP for 2 years has been through hell and back. They sure have. XRP peaky, the problem is nobody even knows what they actually will or want to do when they have a bunch of money. If they had any clue, the perspective would change. Absolutely it would, XRP. It's a great point. Jose, my goal is to hit 100,000 XRP. Hopefully that's enough. That would be more than enough. That would make you a millionaire at $10. If you can buy stuff with XRP, it's a currency. You can't. Yeah, and that's also why if it's a currency, do they consider the US dollar a security? Can anybody answer that in the comments? What if they don't use XRP? Bearish continuation pattern. If not XRP, then what? So that's where you go into the ISO coins, the Internet of Things tokens, the ones with utility that are pushing forward the next reach in technology. The Internet of Things is basically all you need to know is it's Internet 2.0. Anything associated with it are considered in the Internet of Things. With the ISO coins, that's what helps pushes the future tech. The government can talk about CBDCs, but you gotta have the tech to run it. It's not just speculation that they're going to be running it off of the XRPL or the corridor. It's not just speculation that Swift still can't compete with what Ripple can put forward. That's not speculation. These are all false connotations that are adapted to it. Some people will say you can't own XRP because XLM's for the people. Bullshit. Own both. Let's stop that narrative. You shouldn't know, if you own XRP, you should not just own it alone. That's my whole thing. If you own XRP, it's the 3 X's for a reason. XRP for Ripple, XLM for Stellar, Lumens, yada, yada, yada. XDC for the X and Fin side of it. I mean, it's so, and for FinTech, it's so easy. And that's just the beginning of it. You've got HBAR is such a big part of it, and most people don't care in the XRP audience, but it's so true. Don't you find it refreshing? And yes, this is me talking. I told you, when I go live, I'm not always going to look at the charts. We're going to talk about the charts, but I can, here's the honest to God truth. I see it here. I don't even need to look at it. I know what's going on. So with XRP, and then we'll get into HBAR and all this other stuff, but XRP being at 488 level or the 486, XRP needs to get over the 494 resistance. And then it needs to get over the 50-cent psychological level and hold. Ultimately breaking the 508 to validate a short-term reversal. You can only then validate it and confirm it if you can get above 537 and hold that area. That is massive resistance for XRP. You can't come back to the top of the broadening wedge or get to where some people are saying the 65-cent area until you prove a breakout of the broadening wedge at 58.5 cents, which is also, for clarity and confirmation purposes, and also another signal, the double top on this current formation that has started several months ago and hit it. Now we've done the whole corrective phase. There's no denying that we're in a broadening wedge pattern. We also have a dot cross in the 4-hour time frame. There's also no denying that the inverted head and shoulders pattern, the neckline, is at 44 cents. Also conveniently lines up with the broadening wedge support right now, the bottom of the broadening wedge. You break that and validate that broken wedge and the neckline, there's no denying the technical target's 36 cents. That just happens to be, and there's no denying that that matches up with the uptrend of the 2021 uptrend. So we can start talking about where we want it to go, where emotionally we think it's going to go. We can even massage it. We can throw money at it. We can do whatever we need to do. We can beg it. But until it shows us the confirmation and lines up in that direction, we know the targets. That's our job. Our only job here as a trader, and my only job here, is to have the proper information in front of us. That's it. And if we have the proper information, if we're not using emotion to dictate what we're doing, we're going to let the charts dictate it. And everything I just spoke of, and then we're going to get to HBAR, I just spoke of. Ready? Broadening wedge pattern. Boom, boom. First hit of resistance, second hit, support. The broadening wedge only needs 2 hits on each side to confirm it, but it says each successive hit becomes more volatile. Boom. Volatile. Now what's it going to do? Is this consolidation to push back up to the wedge or back to the bottom, which lines up with the inverted head and shoulders neckline. You break that, you come to the 2021 uptrend. The 2021 uptrend is on the all-time pattern. Some people are like, well, how do you know? Well, because I just so happen to have kind of like a 3D layout of what's going on with XRP. How? I did it myself. Who taught me how to do technical analysis? Me. So you know what? Sometimes it's my own interpretation. So people are like, that doesn't make any damn sense. How could it possibly happen the way you say? And then when it happens, they're like, it still doesn't make any damn sense, but it's happening. It shouldn't make any sense. I taught myself technical analysis. So some things, I don't know the true terminology. I do teach myself by readings, but some of it I've taught myself that this makes more sense. So sometimes I call an inside-out triangle, which it should be a wedge. But it's something that is formed before the wedges because it has 2 separate points of a breakdown and a breakout. You have the small volatility, and then it increases as it tries to hit both spots, turning into a broadening wedge. I used to call it an inside wedge and still call it an inside-out wedge. And people would laugh at me, and I'm like, well, this is 2021. I don't even know what the terminology is. 2023, I do. Does it make a difference? No. I still taught myself. I might sound a little more proficient. People might stick around a little bit longer. But, the truth is, I taught myself. And you can too. So XRP, this is the 2021 uptrend that we were talking about at 36 cents. If we come down here at the 20 cent approximately, 19.8 level, that's the 2017 uptrend. And then it gets even better. Oh, it gets better, folks. If you come down into the 2013 uptrend, you know how hard this was to draw? You can't do it in the weekly. You got to go back a little bit harder. But That's how far back it goes. It's this formation. So as you start breaking layers, you have to start measuring them properly as they are broken and rebroken. So it's going to be very fun to watch this if it breaks down. Now, XRP can't do it alone. Here's the thing in speculation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you a hardcore truth again because that is what I like it. The wedge can identify as inside out here in 2023. Let me finish reading that real quick. In 2023 land, I think it's amazing you taught yourself and are so damn eloquent in explaining. I haven't been able to grasp it all. You know, that might be partially me to blame. You can't grasp it because I may not be saying it right. But, you know, I do my best to show a visual interpretation. Are we being told off? If so, I'm 54. If XRP gets to $5 in 2 years, I will be ecstatic. Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need. Let's be honest. If XRP's at $5, anything gold back will probably be exploding as well. So if you're doing it in the proper channels like I have, that's all going to go up. But anyhow, let me get to HBAR. So you've got different corridors and different places that are utilizing different digital currencies. HBAR is being utilized in many different places under the radar. I personally stay away from ADA because I believe it's got nefarious players. And I will fight it to the death. If I have ADA, why wouldn't I just buy Algo? I think the Algorand network's better than Cardano. I just do. I have more faith in the Algorand network and what it has to offer than ADA. So for that and that reason alone, I don't ever anticipate owning ADA. That's just my personal opinion. And you can beat me up. You can call me names. You know, what I've noticed? People in the comments are telling me to suck their schmagenties. I understand it's Gay Pride Month, but I don't swing that way. I apologize. You know, so I'm sorry you don't like XRP, but that is very distasteful. Thank you, Chico. Yeah, she's doing good. We're fifth surgery because she's got to get some of the hardware out of her foot. So, you know, we're bracing for that. She's just trying to figure out the best time to do it because she doesn't want to ruin her summer for the third straight year. So that's going to be happening. Hey, XRP Peaky Blind. Thanks for the donation. $4.99. Going back to work, bro. Grab a cold drink today on me. It's hot here in Commerce Township. Take care, neighbor. Oh, hell yeah. You're not too far north. I used to work and do cable lines out in Commerce Township and sprinkler lines back in another life. So I greatly appreciate that. And you stay safe out there. I know Michigan's a little humid. Actually, a lot humid. If they weren't working outside, I'd still be out there, but it's humid. I was working outside before. So I thank you so much for that. Thank you for keeping her in your prayers, Chico. I really appreciate that. Over electric money, wow. Algo is pretty cheap right now. I think it's around 13.5, 14 cents. But getting back to it, there's no secret why. Whoops. I started doing FOMO Fridays and we started doing corporate HBAR. I noticed a lot of interest, but not enough. I noticed a lot of people in my community are still the XRP or nothing fan club. Listen, I'm not the XRP future millionaire because that's all about XRP. I'm the XRP future millionaire. One, because I believe we needed the right voice for XRP, and two, honestly, we're going to look back at it on history at someday when we're all millionaires and you're going to say, man, that was the perfect name. I still think, I can't believe nobody came up with that name in March of 2021. So it's stuck. It has meaning because in the future we're planning on being millionaires, but we have to make the appropriate plays now. Anybody who bought at $1.66, you very well might be fine. But it was that long hold mentality that's going to force you to wait that much longer. The real mentality was we buy in 2021 like we did. We had a 47-cent average. We didn't catch the beginning of that run. But in a 3 or 4 week period, it went all the way up and we sold out at $1.66. It was that freaking crazy, all documented in my past videos in 2021. But when everybody said long hold, what did we say? No. Why would you long hold if the pattern cycle's over? Why would you long hold if the cycle broke? So we come back and we buy. Not everybody did. Some people sat through and they didn't sell out, and now What was that? This might be the perfect. Maurice, you bought at 23 cents. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with buying and holding. But for what I was saying, we didn't buy it at 23 cents. But wouldn't it have been nice if you would have had the proper teachings and the proper person to give you the proper foresight? And when it was at $1.66, you would have had the confidence to sell it. And yeah, you might not have a 23-cent average, but you could have bought when we bought our first purchase at 28.7. You know, that's the honest to God truth. 10,000 shares at 23 cents. That's $2,300. If you would have sold it with me, $16,600. You rebought it back for $2,900. But getting you in the profit, because you have to pay yourself the $2,700 back, that would have got you 14,000 roughly in the profit, 13,900 profit. You'd still have the same shares today. And with what I did, I had 12,000 in profits throughout my crypto, not just on XRP. I took those profits, I put it into precious metals, and then third quarter of 2022 and on after, I bought back everything I had and then some of XRP, XLM, DGB, XDC, HBAR. What else do I own right now? Is that it? I think that's it. Let's see. No, I own, let's go over the list. I own 10,000 plus XRP, 10,000 plus XLM, ZIL 22,222, DGB 52,222. My goal with DGB is 100,000 tokens minimum, but I can't buy it again until it's 20% under 6.1. That's because that was my last buy, and I have a very strict policy. XDC 10,000 tokens, HBAR 5,878 tokens. We've spent $300 on FOMO Friday, 6 purchases. Also been deducted $1 fees each time, so it's cost us $6. But our current value is at $306.67. So despite the overcharge on Uphold, despite the $1 fee on each purchase, because it's a small purchase, we do $50 a week, our value is still, we're up $6.67 for whatever it's worth. So I'm trying to teach that buying week after week when you're in a bear market, you don't have to rush. You don't have to rush. Everybody says we got to buy it all at the same time. No. When I bought XRP, I haven't bought XRP in months. But I've been able in the meantime to buy XLM, XDC. I bought DGB way before I bought anything else because of how quick it dumped. I bought ZIL way before everything else because it dumped. So I'm trying to incorporate these teachings. I've noticed. I used to have the, you know what the biggest problem was on YouTube? Oh, sorry. Thank you, everybody. I hit that button on accident. Are we back? Secretly, sometimes I do a check to see if my audience is awake. All right, so here's the truth. Okay, so what was the last thing everybody heard? Because it was only like, yeah, because it was like 30, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. We will rewind. What was the last thing you heard? Let's see. Because so with the HBAR, we'll just start over. So with HBAR, we're doing these monthly purchases, XRP, or with HBAR, because I'm trying to build something with everybody. Ajax, welcome in. Mr. Dede, welcome in. So, what did you guys hear? What did you miss? Okay, so HBAR. So with HBAR, I started buying HBAR with everybody on FOMO Fridays. We've done 6 purchases of HBAR. Just remember this. 6 purchases of HBAR. Well, in those 6 purchases, we get charged a $1 fee for only doing $50 at a time. And we also have, it charges a little more on Uphold. for fees or whatever. So it cost us $300 in 6 purchases. Right now, though, over 6 weeks, the account value right now is at 306.67. Here, if you don't believe me, there's my portfolio. Yes, it's up a little bit, but that's okay. Some things jumped up. But that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So HBAR is at $306.67. That means we're up $6.67. The point of that is over 6 purchases. We had some where it dumped way down. We had some where it was way up. When I say way up, like 5.3, 5.4. Then it came down to 5 cents. 4.7, 4.2, I think was the lowest. Came back up. But over time, we're acquiring something that I believe is important. Once we get to 10,000 tokens, because I believe every single person watching me, and this is not a slap in the face, if you don't have a lot of money, 1 week you can go out and collect $50 a week in cans. I used to do it when I was younger, so I know it's possible. Many more people don't go to the can collectors, and they just throw their stuff in the garbage now because they're lazy. So it's there. Opportunity is there. So any way you need to do to get that $50 a week, now you could have 5,800 and plus tokens of HBAR for $300 in 6 weeks. Once we get to 10,000 tokens, I've made the decision. It's only between 2 things, Casper or Algo. That's it. That's it. Yes, I want IOTA, but it's much too hard to buy in the States still. So I purely base it on what I can buy in Uphold right now. Why? Because Uphold has still gone unabated. They've always stood behind XRP, and they've never delisted it, and they've never made it harder for me to buy my stuff, and yada, yada, yada. 54 people watching. Wow, 69 likes. I greatly appreciate that. I have, Julie, we bought 10,000 tokens of, what was it? It was a weird thing with those. We had like 10,000 tokens. It literally, she got a free stock, and then it made money. We put like, I think it was like a $50 investment to get the 10,000 tokens. She sold it, or I made her sell it at like 50 something cents. Let's just put it this way. Her $50 turned into like 1,000 something dollars. And then when it went back down to around 5.5, 5.7, I bought her 10,000 tokens back. Not because I didn't think it couldn't deep dive, but she was able to keep like 70% of the profit. And then she was able to earn more than that. She was able to keep like 85% of the profit and then just put it back in the Doge. So I sent her the Doge back, and then now she gets to sit on it because she never wanted to sell it. But I told her, it's hindsight, Julie. You sell it now, you get to keep your profits, a lot of it, and then you're barely going to have to put anything back into it. And that's exactly what happened. You're talking about she got to sell it for a lot of money. It was a lot more than it was worth. Let's just put it that way. She was one of those where it said the plus 1,000% on the backside. And plus some. A lot of some. A lot of some. Because she bought it at 0.000 something. It was insane. Something that I was going to put $2,000 on in Robinhood blocked my purchase. And then the next day it started pumping. And now I know why. So I'll never forget that. Damn you, Robinhood. No, but it led me into the way I wanted to go, too. Because I never forgot that with those. I never forgot what, having the right nefarious players behind you can do. So, in conclusion, guys and gals, do you understand what I'm saying? I can't believe 50 people stuck this out, but do you understand what I'm saying? Moesha's fixing her hair. I know. What can I say? This is amateur hour here. I got no staff. You're lucky you even get something in the background. Awesome, Maurice. That's exactly what you got to do. Awesome. NB, welcome in. Yeah, you'll probably never get 10,000 in quant, but, never say never. There's a lot of hackers out there on... There sure are. Let's see. Anything else I missed? Staking HBAR on Hashpack and getting 6.5%. Nice. Just be safe. Thanks, Miss Vicky. I really appreciate that greatly. So, since we talked about HBAR, we might as well just, hey, let's take a look at HBAR real quick. I know Tanya's in here and she loves HBAR too. She's the one who really got me to make a conscious effort to get more people into HBAR. Remember the inside out wedge I talked about? So when I was describing it as that's my interpretation. So see this? Former uptrend, former support coming across from farther back in the patterns. And I started to teach myself that is an inside out wedge. Well, but unbeknownst to myself that they often actually form a broadening wedge. And that's the correct terminology. I didn't learn that until 2022. So see how here it crossed and then it created like this wedge that's starting to come out. It's either one of them. So you got the uptrending resistance, downtrending support, and now a plate inside of it. That is to be expanded. I could have expanded that into a true wedge. So, but anyhow, does anybody remember when we first started buying HBAR? Do you remember what I said the most exciting thing will be when this happens? I said, we're starting, and it happened, and I wonder if anybody remembers from week 1. I said, we're going to buy here at this 5-4 formation, not because we think it's just going to go up, but if it does, it'll make people happy instantly. But if we come down, we'll have to buy. If we lose this support, we'll buy it here, here, and buy it all the way down to here. And then everybody will be excited. Even if we get a rejection up here, they're going to see, oh my God, my stuff is actually making money. That's exactly what happened. We bought it from here because you can never buy the bottom. We bought it for, or the top, or the bottom, I mean. We bought it here to watch it fall all the way down here. Well, we had 3 separate purchases weekly on the way down. 2 on the way back up to make 6 total purchases. Now, we actually got that push up to the 5.9 briefly. So everybody got to see what can happen if you put it in slowly over time. And now it's one of those things. Are we going to hold the 497 or was this our consolidation? We hit the retest. Sean says he owns 5,967 HBAR due to FOMO Fridays. Hell yeah, Sean. That's roughly almost identical to what I own. And I wouldn't have owned any. That's the thing. Like, I put it upon myself to have that $50 liquid each week. That's just for HBAR, but doesn't affect my overall portfolio, which means, you guessed it, I can't be frivolous in my holdings in my portfolio because certain things can't be touched. So if I'm frivolous, then I can't buy everything. If I would have just bought XRP at 16,600 or didn't do what I did and sold it, I couldn't afford everything I have. Okay? I'm not a millionaire. At this point, I'm not even a 6-figure heir. But what I am is somebody who went from being a broke heir to somebody who can afford his daily living. And I put away a substantial amount of my holdings into precious metals. The number one correlation between crypto, the number one friend of crypto is actually gold and silver. They won't tell you that. They say they're arch enemies. The store of value, you put your profits from crypto and you put it into precious metals. You don't sell it. It's locked away in gold and silver. It's as if you don't even own the money. And you know why I say to do that? How often did you make money on crypto and you went out to the bar? You went out and bought a fancy motorcycle. You bought a new computer. You bought new shoes, new clothes, new diamond rings, new whatever. How about, instead of doing that, you buy some gold and silver with profits, and that just sits away for all eternity. Until the time of reckoning comes, hopefully my whole thing is I will never have to touch that precious metals, and my son, Thomas Spiegel III, will have them. God knows he's going to have his fair share of problems because he was in a very bad car accident when he was 6 months old. He's got problems with his femur area because he broke his femur completely. And he's going through therapies now, but he's, developmentally delayed. He's nonverbal right now. He's had a lot of trauma. So it's, I know he's going to have his issues going through life. So for me, I hope he doesn't move out at 18. I hope, for my own sake, I hope he sticks around and he's somebody who I'm going to have to take care of until I can't no more. Because I don't want an empty house. A lot of people I've seen this and it really makes my skin crawl a little bit. I've seen a lot of people, old friends from school and just people in general that talk and they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. My kids are home from school for the summer. Oh my God, it sucks. It's like, are we serious? Like the whole time during school, we listen to these same narcissistic people say how they miss their kids. Like, you should embrace it. Do you know how quick 18 birthdays go? Do you know how quick 18 summers go? 18 Christmases, 18 4th of Julys? You only get 18 Junes. June's almost over now. You know, like Julie has 2 kids before we were together. I have my son, Thomas Beagle III, who's about to be 4 in July. I was with Julie's 16-year-old when she was 7. The very first 2 months that I moved in with her, I stayed up all night because I seen a problem, and it turned out what her dad thought she was faking as not wanting to go to school and a stomachache. I knew something worse was happening. Turns out that she was in diabetic ketosis because she had type 1 diabetic. Gone undiagnosed. So, and that's like, why would I be placed into that situation right there? Why'd they move into me what they did? So then, you know, she's 16 now. The younger one, Scarlett, she was still in diapers. She was 1 when she moved in with me. Not 2 quite yet, but still middle 1. Still with me. She's about to be 10 in October. You know, but that's to say, like, I've seen it through my own son's eyes, and I've also seen it raising somebody else's kids. You know, and being the odd man out, so to say. But still, you have to approach it in a way that you're trying to be the, you know, you can't show any discrepancy there, though. If you're there, you're there. If you're with somebody with kids, you got to be there for the right reasons. I always knew I'd be good with kids. I was basically a parent when I was 10 years old because my parents worked. They were divorced when I was 8. So guess what? I was that guy in the summer at 11 years old that had a 9 and 7-year-old sibling that I was watching all day. Yes, if it was 2023, my parents would, my mom especially, would probably be locked up. But you know what? We did what we had to do. So I come from very humble beginnings. But I also teach the teachings, everybody. I practice what I preach. If there's a reason to watch me and a reason to join my army, I'm not getting my information from anybody else. I'm not showing you somebody else's charts. I don't care about anybody else's news. This is what I firmly believe, and I'm practicing what I preach. And you guys have all seen the improvements. I started fasting. This is my 31st day, by the way. I do intermittent fasting. I only eat 8 hours a day, don't eat 16. I did my 137th workout today on a day off because I just felt good. So I did just weight training. So, like, I've definitely turned that leaf. I love all the comments, people saying you look thinner, you sound happy, your mental clarity is better. But I told you I did that for all of us. Mentally, I was not in the right spot 3 months ago. I think we can all acknowledge that. I was doing the updates, but it came from a hostile standpoint. I was very hostile, and that's not me. I became hostile because of what was happening in the environment around me. But the right message is you teach. I'm the signal. I have the knowledge. I'm sending it out. You've got to catch it with a beacon. I'm the signal, you're the beacon. You've got to turn to the right frequency, though. That's the best way I can put it. I'm the beacon of knowledge. You're the signal. But if you don't have the right frequency, you're never going to hear the message. A lot of people are tuned into the wrong message. That's almost every other YouTuber that you can watch that discusses this space. It's sad but true. It's sad but true. I've come to realize in my time on YouTube, and this is turning into more of a public service announcement, that instead of getting the true information, that I found myself only getting paid promotions, paid sponsorships, paid advertisings, sign up for this so that you can have my expensive class that teaches you nothing except how I can trick you with a fan, and I can use the exponential moving averages, and I can use the EMA, all this nonsense that you can just learn. So I've changed. Oh, Shauna was great, actually. I mean, I go there not just to listen to the word, but to see all the people that are still, that have their faith. But I definitely get more of my understanding from the, I guess I can just show everybody. This is what I read. This is what I read. So that's what I read. I don't read in the King James Version. I read something that's from 600, you know, the 600 era, basically. But yeah, so that pretty much sums up what I wanted to say today. It definitely is. Thank you, Tanya. Appreciate that. Come on in. Ajax, narcissism is something that's spreading rapidly. It sure is. It sure is. Yeah, it sure is, Felix. Appreciate that. Come on in. Do you know I give mass on Thursday nights at my local county jail if you were not for over a year now? In fact, this week is it free service for the first time. Usually we do. Oh, that's awesome, Sean. That's awesome. It's a great way to give back. Great way. So I think we covered everything. I think this was a great live. There was definitely a lot more people than I expected today. Roman Catholic. Sean. Roman Catholic. I go to a place in Clawson. It's been here for over 100 years. The guardian angel. It's it though. It's it though. Oh, that's... You're not judged by that. Tanya, that doesn't... When people tell me that, I'm like, that doesn't define who you are. That defines a belief, a sector of belief. But in my experience, I've come across a lot of atheists, and then as they become older, they tend to say, man, this doesn't make sense. Got to be something more. That's usually where you get the God-fearing moment. But, like, there's different beliefs. You know, people believe in different things. That's the other part. You can't judge. Nobody can judge. That's when it comes to positivity over negativity. Do it with an emotionless response. That's not just the charts. That's in your everyday life. But I appreciate it, everybody. I'll see you on tonight's update. I greatly, greatly appreciate everybody who tuned in. It's been spectacular.